Guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, and I'm really excited about this particular video because in this video I want to show you guys progress on my ongoing project, which is called Sha-De. So if you're new here, Sha-De stands for Smart Home Automation and Digital Ecosystem. Sha-De. So the whole idea is to automate my house, make my house smart, right? And I have an entire playlist dedicated to explaining the technical aspects of this project. So if you're interested in that, you can check it out. Though I'm still working on that particular playlist, it's not complete yet. However, this particular video is to show you guys the progress I've made so far, especially in the hardware aspects of things. All right, so there are two interesting devices that I've designed from scratch, 3D printed and assembled myself, that works with Sha-De to make the whole automation possible. Now, the first one, which is the first thing I designed, is this smart extension you guys see here. All right, so basically, I know it looks rough, but this took me time to assemble and design. However, but basically this is just a regular, it looks like a regular extension with 3 outlets, right? But it's not regular at all, right? This is smart. This has a Wi-Fi MCU inside, and then Sha-De can communicate and also monitor the state of the outlets here. So quickly, let me show you guys what is inside. And so if I open this up, now inside this guy, I have a Wi-Fi microcontroller, I have some relays, and I have a power supply here and some other things. I also have the connection for the OLED display. And so the intention for this guy is to actually, what I intend to do with this smart plug is to actually plug in the video lights I use for my YouTube into this guy. So I currently have 2 video lights that I use to lighten my videos, right? I have the RGB lights here and I have the white lights here, right? So I'm going to plug the RGB into this middle outlets here. I'm going to plug the regular LED into this first outlets here, right? So that way, Sha-De has the ability to control these devices and also check the state of these devices, right? So I'm going to plug this into the wall sockets right now. And yeah, so the other client device that I've created is this guy right here. So I'm just going to plug this and show you guys. All right, so this is basically a door sensor and a temperature sensor built into one device. So if I open this guy up, inside here I have a temperature sensor, I have an IR sensor that senses if the door is open or closed, and I also have the MCU here that allows the Wi-Fi connection to Sha-De, which is the main program, right? So I'm going to cover this up. So basically, putting this close to my door allows Sha-De to tell if my door is open or closed, and also allows Sha-De to tell the temperature of the room where this guy is currently is. So I'm going to close this guy back. But before I do that, actually, this guy is supposed to be powered with a 3.4 volts battery, but right now I don't have that battery available right now. So I'm going to power this off a power bank which I have somewhere there. So here is the cord for the power bank. So I'm going to plug this in here. Okay. All right. Alright guys, so now I have the sensor, as you can see, connected to my door. So that can tell me if my door is open or closed, and it can also tell me the temperature of my room. And then I have my video lights, which is the RGB and the regular LED, plugged into this extension right now. So in the middle here I have the RGB, and the first socket here is for the regular LED. Alright, now so Sha-De is currently running in the background. So I have Sha-De running on that system, and there are several ways for me to actually there are several interfaces for me to communicate with Sha-De, right? So I have 4 different interfaces, right? The first one is like a command line interface, which I'm going to show you guys now. So this is basically like a troubleshooting or debugging interface I use to test if everything is working fine. All right, so on my screen here, I'm going to start the terminal interface, right? And yeah, I can simply enter commands and then expect Sha-De to give me response. Now, the first thing I want to do is to check if my door is closed. So I can just say get sitting room door, and this is going to tell me 0 because my door is currently closed. So 0 stands for close and 1 stands for open. So if I open this door now, and then if I will run this command here that says get sitting room door, I should get 1 because my door is opened, right? So I'm going to close the door back now. All right, so that verifies that Sha-De is currently communicating with these devices, right? So let's also check if my LEDs video lights are currently turned on, which they are obviously turned on, right? So I can say get office LED. This is going to tell me 1 because currently the LED is turned on, and I can say get office RGB. This is going to tell me 1 also because it's currently on. So let's see, get sitting room temperature. Now the reason why this is called sitting room is because I named that client device connected to my door sitting room, right? So getting the temperature will tell me the temperature of this place. So the current temperature of this room is 32.56 degrees Celsius. Right, now that is not all. This is just getting the state. I can also control the state of these devices. So for instance, if I want to turn off the LED white lights, all I need to do is to say set office LED off, and the light goes off. So now I currently have just the RGB turned on, as you guys can see. So if I want to turn off the RGB, all I need to do is the same thing. I'm going to say set office RGB off, and it goes off. So now I have no video lights turned on, just my regular main lights, sensor lights in the office, right? So I'm going to turn this lights back on by saying get office, not get, should be set office RGB on, and I can even say set office LED. Instead of on, I can just say 1, and that works too. All right, so that's interesting, right? This is cool. However, this is not automation. This is just me communicating with Sha-De and telling Sha-De what to do, right? There's no automation in this, right? Automation would be that these devices can, for some certain reason, come up and go off themselves, right? And that is where I'm going to. This is cool, right? This is interesting. If you're enjoying communicating with Sha-De via the terminal interface, then it's fine. You can just stick to this. However, what I want to achieve is automation, right? So let's talk about the automation aspect of Sha-De. And I feel like this is the interesting part, or one of the interesting features of Sha-De. So I have a file called scenes.json. So scenes is what I'm using to describe a set of rules for the automation, right? So the way it works is that basically in the file I have different scenes, right? So currently here I have just two scenes, and these scenes are made up of conditions and actions. So there's some certain conditions. When those conditions are true, then the actions will be executed. Now the first scene here says that if the office camera is sensing a person standing, then the LED should turn off, right? And if it does not sense anybody standing, then the LED should turn on, right? So basically I have a camera. Basically Sha-De is currently using the camera on this system behind me, right? So once I stand in front of that camera, the office LED and the RGB is going to go off, and once I stay away from the camera, it's going to turn those RGB on. All right, so for this to work, I have to first run the vision service of Sha-De. So vision service is what allows Sha-De to use the camera to make some decisions. So I'm going to just run that by running python main.py here, and after a while I should see whatever the camera is seeing now. So right now you can see that the camera is seeing my hand here. All right, so basically I can just minimize this, and then I also need to start the automation script of Sha-De, which is this main file here. I'm going to run this also. So right now in the scene configuration, it says that if somebody is standing in front of the camera, then the light should go off. So let's just test that. I'm going to stand in front of the camera, and if it sees me, the light should go off. All right. So in case you guys don't see me stand in front of the camera, let me just show you this right here. Okay. So basically, yeah, because I'm standing right in front of the camera and Sha-De can see me, then the light is turned off, right? But the moment I move away from the camera and come back here, the light comes up back. All right, so there are other things I can do. For instance, I can change this to a different condition entirely. So I'm going to stop the program for now, and then I'm going to change this scene configuration to something else. So I'm going to just delete this rules here. Basically, delete this, and then I have another file here. I'm going to copy some that I have here. So there's one that says, there are some other ones here. I'm going to copy this last two here and I'm explaining it to you guys. Control C, and then I'm going to paste that here. Okay, so this is two different scenes, right? Now this one says that if the door is opened, right, then the light should be turned off, but if the door is closed, the light to be turned on. So basically this is like my default setting for my office right now, because whenever I want to record a YouTube video, I always close my door, and when I close my door, I want the light to come up automatically, right? So because the door is currently closed, right, the light is going to stay on, but the moment I open the door, the light is going to go off. So I'm going to have to rerun the same program again and run this. And now, because obviously the door is closed right now, the light is going to stay on. But the moment I open the door, then the light should go off. As you can see, closing the door back should turn the light on. Alright, so I don't know if you guys can see how interesting this is, right? Because I didn't have to change or edit Sha-De's code at all. All I needed to do was just to go to the scene.json file and edit the rules here, right? And Sha-De can basically use those rules to do some automation. Now, there are other interesting things I can do aside from using Sha-De's camera or using the door sensor. For instance, I have a particular scene here that says when the sitting room temperature is greater than 33 degrees Celsius, then this action should be executed. So I can make rules based on the devices that Sha-De have access to. Sha-De currently has access to the camera on this system. Sha-De currently knows the state of my door using that door sensor. Sha-De also knows the temperature of this room using the temperature sensor over there. And using those information, I could set several kind of automation in this scenes.json file, and Sha-De use that to make decisions in the future. Now, this is just the beginning. It's way bigger than this, right? I'm still going to add a lot of features, but this is just to show you guys the progress I've made so far. All right, so now there's one more interesting thing I want to show you guys before I round up this video, and this is, I don't know if you guys can see this right here. Okay, so that is actually a four-legged robot I'm currently making, and then my plan for that robot is actually to have a camera on that robot, right? And the robots can move about the house, right? Now, the interesting thing about it is that the robots will also be connected to Sha-De. So Sha-De will be able to control these robots based on certain conditions, and also use the information coming from the robots, like whatever the robot sees, right? So yeah, it's going to be a very interesting implementation, and I can't wait to get to that stage of the project. But right now, that is the updates I have for you guys. And please, if you've not subscribed yet, this is the right time for you to subscribe and kindly share this video. I believe that there's a lot of people that want to see this video. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video.